What's going on, guys? Welcome back to FAMcast. This is episode 17. I'm Trevor, and I'm here with two of my co-hosts today. I've got Tim.
Hey!
And Zach Wynn.
Hey, guys.
And we're going to talk about something Nintendo related today. The Super Nintendo Classic just came out this past Friday. Pretty exciting. We got one a day early. Check out our unboxing video if you haven't already. It's a really awesome unit that they came out with. But we wanted to kind of talk about something a little bit related to that, since they have continued this trend of releasing these mini consoles with, basically it's just an emulator with pre-installed games. Are they going to do an N64 Classic next? So we were going to kind of talk about our wish list as far as, if there were only 20 games on this N64 Classic, what would we want on there? What would our perfect mini classic N64, whatever you want to call it, have on there? So with that being said, I think there's going to be, I don't know, I think we'll easily hit our limit of 20 games. I think we're going to have to trim a few down, actually, so I think that's where the interesting part will come into play.
Now, I have two questions. First of all, is 20 games, is that how much is on the SNES Classic?
I think there's actually more on there, but I think if we make it 20, it makes it a little more challenging.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. And then the other thing, are we doing it in order? Are we going to do ranked?
I don't think so. I think
that's probably smart. That's probably smart, because
I think
it'll be a 2-hour podcast, and we'll no longer talk to each other at the end.
Right. Yeah, that would be the end of some friendships. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't like Tim that much anyway.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do we want to do like a kind of like a round robin thing to where we each kind of list off a game until we get to 20 and see what we have to trim down from there?
Yeah, I think so. Trevor, do you want to keep track?
Yeah, I've got a pen and paper in front of me, so I'll keep track just to make sure.
Okay.
How
you go
about
first?
Me?
Yeah, since you're the royal pin master.
Well, I'll say, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zach, do you want to go next?
Yeah, go Zach.
Let's go alphabetical, Tim.
Oh, okay.
Even though technically Tim goes before Trevor, but whatever.
By far, mine would be Paper Mario.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which one?
Well, there's only one on the 64, I thought.
That's true. No, the sequel actually came out on GameCube. That was in the Thousand Year Door.
Oh, okay. I thought that was GameCube or 64 also. My bad. I agree with that, though. Paper Mario is a great game. And then I will go for the next very obvious choice, Mario 64.
Yeah, that was almost my first one, but I don't know. I just have to stick with Ocarina of Time was actually my very first N64 game.
Right.
That and actually Pokemon Snap. I got them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
dude.
But I'll kind of keep my trend from Ocarina of Time, and I'll say Majora's Mask.
You know what? Perfect Dark. I was a big fan of Perfect Dark.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna say the better version of Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
A good one. It redefined the multiplayer genre, Tim.
Dude, I did spend.
Do you have a website pulled up with GoldenEye right now?
Right.
GoldenEye was a first-person shooter that redefined the.
Right.
I did. I played a lot of 007 though. I got it. I remember there was one time when I was playing that game specifically, because A World Is Not Enough was also on 64, I believe. But when we were playing GoldenEye, I accidentally went over my brother's save file, and it was not a good day.
Older or younger?
Older brother. Bigger, much bigger, went into cage fighting bigger than me.
Right, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
you never go over the older sibling's file, man.
It was my fault.
I'm the older sibling.
My brother saved over one of my Final Fantasy VIII files.
Oh, no.
We still don't talk about that. It's a fucking touchy subject.
I believe it, man. I had completed the Pokédex on Pokemon Blue, and my sister overwrote my file.
While you guys are talking still?
Yeah. It was very frustrating, believe me.
So we're on to you, I believe, Mr. Trevor.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, I was so caught up in the memories there. Let's see. There's some that I'm thinking of, but I don't think they deserve to be on there. like pod racing. Did you guys ever play pod racing for
No.
64?
Oh,
Pod
yes, I
racing
did.
is
I
my
love
wife's-
pod racing.
It's my wife's favorite N64 game.
Was a great game.
It was so good.
It's terrible.
Oh wow!
I hated that game.
I
with a
love pod
passion.
racing.
Just because you're bad at it, Zach, doesn't mean it's a bad game, okay?
That's exactly what it means, actually. But go on. It's okay.
So I'll go ahead and say Mario Kart 64.
What?
Yeah.
How are you just going to switch that? Okay, that's cool.
I was very clear that I said I was thinking of a game and I didn't think it deserved to be there. And then you were like, "Oh, what is it?" And then I told you.
Wait, hey guys, was pod racing on the 64? Yeah, it was. Okay, well, N64 or Mario 64 is my next choice.
Right.
Wait, what just happened there? Sorry, Trevor.
I'm definitely going to say Mario Party, 100%.
Which one?
Well, I was going to say multiples as we went through, but I'll start with number 3. Number 3 was my favorite.
Let's say, hey, how about this? Let's say one choice from a franchise. So that would eliminate, I think, Majora's Mask possibly. But there are games like Mario Party that has too many of them in there.
I would say that Mario, at least this is my opinion, I think if we're doing that, it takes out all the Mario parties. But I think Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are two completely different games, and I think they
Okay.
should be treated as such.
That's fair. We can debate that kind of thing. That's fair.
Yeah. I want to debate that kind of thing, but we'll get there.
We're only at number 8. That puts us at 8.
So Mario Party.
Is it my
Zach,
turn?
it's on you. Yep.
Star Fox 64.
That's a good one. It's an extremely good one.
All right, so we've got Star Fox.
I'm forgetting some games. I actually have a
Mine-
list of games in front of me because, like, there are games that I haven't played in a while,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my goodness, I play that all the time.
Right.
How can I forget that? Anyway,
Mine is going to be Kirby 64 or Kirby and the Crystal Shards.
The Crystal
whichever you call
Shards.
it.
Yep. You just took you took it. You took it. You took it right out from me.
That was such a good game. I love
was.
mixing all the different like elements and stuff and
Yes.
creating like different. That was around the same time that Star Wars Episode 1 came out, and if you got the cutter and the electric element, you got that
Yes.
double-bladed lightsaber.
It's true.
What game was that?
Kirby 64
I don't think I played
or
that.
Kirby and the Crystal Shards.
At first, I thought I recognized the game, but I don't. Now that you describe it like that, I don't think I'm thinking of the same game.
It was just like an old school Kirby game to where it was like
Yep.
a side scroller.
Kind of like what they're
Okay.
coming out with here soon. Okay. I am going to say Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that was my next one. Shit.
Yeah, that was mine too.
It's a good one.
Does it have to be an exclusive,
No.
What do you mean?
like only N64?
Oh no, not at all.
All right, then
As long as it was on the N64.
my next choice is Resident Evil 2.
Oh, gosh, darn it. Yep. Yep.
So I'll be honest, I didn't know that Resident Evil 2 was on the N64.
That's
Yes,
how I
sir.
first played it.
Wow.
I played that every weekend at my dad's house. Like, I would beat it 3 times in a weekend.
Jeez.
And, yeah, dude, I love. One time I beat Ocarina of Time in a weekend. I didn't do everything you could do, but I beat the game.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Anyway, so Resident Evil 2, yeah, definitely that one.
Wow.
I think
it-
Resident
it's
Evil
kind
2 is probably my favorite game, my favorite Resident Evil game, even.
I could agree to that.
I was gonna say I thought 2 was Tim's favorite.
Yep. 2
Yeah.
is amazing.
I'm actually having a hard time coming up with another game here. Oh wait, Pokemon Stadium.
That's a good one. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about that game. That
And
game
it came
was
with
so
the
good.
came with the transfer pack that you'd put in your controller. You
Yep.
could have your Game Boy cartridges
Which
in
was
there.
genius.
Yep.
I never really utilized that. I'm not gonna lie. So I had
Oh,
it,
wow.
and the idea behind it was great, and I would plug it in and play it. But like half the time, I'd be playing it on my TV. I'd be like, okay, I'm done with this, and then I'd go play it on my couch on my on my Game Boy.
I don't know, man. There's just something cool about like bringing the same Pokemon you had on your Game Boy team and bringing that to like a 3D environment and taking on like the gym
Yep.
leaders and stuff.
I guess what I meant, like that I did all the time. But what I meant, I guess, was like because you could also play your Game Boy game on the big
Oh,
screen TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I didn't do a whole lot of. I didn't take advantage.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
I didn't do that much either. I didn't make much.
But the mini games in that game alone,
Oh my
much
gosh.
fun.
Yeah, I the Kakuna one where you have to like harden at the like the last second.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, the boulders. Yeah, that's one we need to break that out for like a Zach
that's gonna
versus
be
Tim just for the mini
rage-inducing.
games.
I don't
Those
like
were
mini
some
games.
really good mini games.
Like Mario
really?
Party, to me, I can't stand Mario Party because it's just a bunch of fucking mini games.
I could not tell that, Zach.
Well, that was for entirely different reasons. Pity coins.
Pity. Okay. I'm going to say the next one. Now, I don't know how much of this you guys played. I know I played it a good amount. Duke Nukem. Big fan of Duke Nukem on 64.
Almost never. On
Yep.
64?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I played on PlayStation and PC.
Love
but,
Duke Nukem.
I don't know if they were the same. Not going to lie. On the 64 as everything else. For my next one, I'm trying to decide. I've got 3 left without looking things up. But I'm going to go... shit, what was it called? Because it was the one I wanted to do next for sure. Ogre Battle 64.
Ogre Battle.
Yeah, the subtitle was Person of Lordly Caliber, but it's called Ogre Battle 64. And that was, like, I think it was the summer between 5th and 6th grade, maybe?
Okay.
And I would just, like, or maybe it was between 6th and 7th. Like, I had my hours completely switched around. I would wake up at, like, 7 o'clock at night, and I would play all night long until, like, 6 a.m. when my mom would get up to go to work.
Wow.
Which begs to question what kind of parents did I have, but what? I mean, yeah, whatever. But yeah, dude, like, and I still never beat the game. I still haven't beaten the game.
Wow.
That's one of those white whales for me. But yeah, Ogre Battle 64.
That's a good one.
My next one is another one that I put a lot of time into but never beat. Donkey Kong 64.
Ah, yes.
With that wonderful yellow cartridge.
So,
I forgot about that.
You guys can hate me for this. Never cared for that one. I love Donkey Kong Country. I was a big fan of Donkey Kong Country.
I'm with you, actually.
I did not care for
Really?
Donkey Kong 64.
What didn't you guys like about Donkey Kong 64?
Maybe it was just me, but coming off of a game like Donkey Kong Country, where it's this very difficult side-scrolling game that I learned to love, and then going to this like 3D world, it just I don't know. I didn't. It just I didn't. Yeah.
For me, it was entirely friend-driven. Like, for Donkey Kong Country, me and my friends used to sit around and try to beat levels over and over and over again.
Right.
Whereas with Donkey Kong 64, I never had that. And so that's what it is for me. I only played Donkey Kong 64 a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't too... Like, that was when I was just starting to become a teenager. And so, like, certain games that seemed childish to me would just, I wouldn't play them. Like, Harvest Moon is a super cool game. But I wouldn't play Harvest Moon games during that period of time because, like, it's like, oh, it's kind of girly. It's kind of childish. Which is stupid because it's anything but.
Right.
13-year-old Zach was a dumbass. Not 30-year-old Zach. He's enlightened.
Right.
Yeah.
A scholar for his time.
One might say that. They probably won't, but one might. Whose turn is it? Trevor?
It'd be
Oh,
mine.
no. Yep.
So I'm going to say this game, and I don't think it'd actually make it on there, but I just because of reasons I'm sure you'll know right away. But Conker's Bad Fur Day.
That's a pretty big fan favorite. I've never played it, but everyone I know that has loved it.
Oh, fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic game. But it is
Isn't
very
there a
much an
poop
M-rated.
monster?
Yeah.
Well, you could have said the same thing about Duke Nukem, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
hell
good
yeah.
point. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know why that didn't think about it, but yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
And speaking of violent games, let's add Turok to that list. The first one.
Turok.
Yep. I had forgotten about that.
That's a good
See, a lot of these I never got to play growing up because I wasn't allowed to play mature-rated games.
Oh, yeah, my family just didn't give a rip. I played Turok, dude, at countless hours. My babysitter's son had an N64 the day it came out. And I can't remember if he had Turok. I don't remember if Turok was a launch title, but it was definitely very early on. And, like, we would sneak, because our babysitter didn't want us watching him playing it. But we would sneak in and watch him play it. Oh, gosh. Anyway, sorry. I'm reminiscing a little bit.
No, you're good. My last one, because we only have 2 slots left. My last one is going to be Yoshi's Story.
Well, hang on. Now, we have 20 slots, right?
Correct.
But aren't we going to trim? Are we going to trim down from 20, or are we going to put like 25 and then trim some down to 20?
Well, let's go to 21. That way, everyone gets a fair amount of games.
Oh yeah, I guess there's 3 of us. Okay, that makes
so
sense.
So let's do that, and then
shit. So we have 2 choices left, or 1 choice?
1 choice.
Yeah, well, my last one is Yoshi's Story, so now you guys have one each.
Shit.
Okay, so the reason I'm going to say this one is because this isn't a PlayStation Classic, but I absolutely love this series. As a kid, I played this so much. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah. Oh wait, 2?
Yeah. 2.
No, get that crap out of here. Say 1.
Wait, was 2?
Okay, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. How about just a series, since we're doing it that way anyway?
That's fair. I'm fine with that.
I love 2 though, so fight me on it.
I thought 2 was a less good version of 1.
But nonetheless, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the amount of time I spent on those games.
Yep.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on 3.
There was this kid that used to bully me in school. He invited me to his birthday party. He was also on the football team. He invited me to his birthday party, and he bullied me and was like terrible to me the entire birthday party. He pretty much invited me just to make fun of me. And so I stole his Tony Hawk Pro Skater too.
Nice.
Oh, which I'm not saying stealing is okay, even if you're bullied. Stealing is wrong. But he got what he had. He got what he deserved. He was a dick. Sorry. Shoot. So you said Tony Hawk. So I have 2. I actually
Well, you
have,
only
I
get
have
one.
3 games.
Narrow
I have
it
3
down
games.
to 1.
I have 3 games. So let me tell you what 3 they are, and then I'll narrow it down, okay? Because I feel like all 3 of them are worthy of at least being mentioned. That's not even fair, is it? Like, you guys are like, okay, let's cut it off of this. And I'm like, well, I'm going to say 3, okay? Because I'm special.
Right.
Oh, maybe I deserve to be bullied. I'm trying to decide between, did you say Pokemon Snap?
No, we did not. That's not on the list yet.
I don't think I'm going to put it on the list, though. I'm trying to decide between Vigilante 8, Castlevania 64,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and Jet Force Gemini.
Oh.
We have to let him make his own decision.
And I think
know.
Jet Force Gemini probably makes it. Like,
Yep.
I had countless hours of Vigilante 8, but really Vigilante 8, while it's a great game, it's just a ripoff of Heavy Metal. And Castlevania 64, while an incredibly fun game, and I think in many ways better than some of the games that you guys have mentioned, is commonly looked at as not...
Just look
Sorry.
down
That is
upon
a
our
personal
list.
attack.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, good. You got the point. No, but a lot of people feel it's like one of the weakest of the Castlevania series. So Jet Force Gemini it is. I played a lot of Jet Force Gemini with my brother and our neighbor.
Never heard of it.
I will say, at one of the SGDQs, I did see Castlevania 64 being played, and I was not impressed.
They run it almost every year, and I know. It catches a lot of crap, but man, I played that game. Because you can play as multiple, you can play from 2 different characters, I believe. I think they even came out with like some kind of like Ultra Edition or some kind of edition where you could pick a 3rd character, or there was someone else in it. I can't remember. It's been so long. But it's definitely... one of my favorite 64 games. It's probably my top 10.
All right. So there we go.
That's our list. So I'll read it back just to kind of keep everything fresh in everyone's mind, and then we can we can trim off from there. Before I read it off, though, are we crafting our dream N64, or is this like this is what Nintendo would make? Like, is it our best guess?
Do you want
are we doing?
Do you want to make 2 different lists? What?
That'd be really hard because if that's the case, they're going to have Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. They're going to have both Zelda.
No, that's not true.
Gonna have those.
Because they have multiples of some of the titles that they have on the SNES Classic, but they don't have multiples on the SNES Classic, right? I'm saying there are, they have games from a franchise that is on the Super Nintendo, but they're not all on the Super Nintendo. They just took, favorites, yeah? Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on. Sorry.
That
do you really
not sure.
think they do? Do you really think they'd put 4 versions of Mario Party?
I could see them definitely doing that. Like, I could see them putting both Stadium 1 and 2 on there.
Right.
I could easily see that happening.
Because they're going to want it to be more Nintendo game orientated. Like, they probably wouldn't put Resident Evil. They wouldn't put Duke Nukem.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So which do we want before we read off this list?
Let's do our dream one. Because
dream console.
It would be too...
Right.
Nintendo would be too... Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Starting at number 1, we've got Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Super Mario 64, Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Mario Party 3 specifically, and not 1 and 2. Those are forever off the list. They can never be on a Nintendo Classic ever.
Wow.
Star Fox 64, Kirby and the Crystal Shards, Super Smash Bros., Resident Evil 2, Pokemon Stadium 1, Duke Nukem, Ogre Battle 64, Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Turok, Tony Hawk, Yoshi's Story, and Jet Force Gemini. And that is our dream console at this point in time.
All right, let's get the obvious ones out of the way.
Yep.
Mario 64.
Would definitely
so as far as like what stays?
Yeah, what stays? Yeah. Let's get the definites out of the way. Mario 64. Ocarina of Time.
Smash Brothers.
Star
Majora's Mask. Star Fox.
Paper Mario.
007. Paper Mario. Any others?
Wait.
GoldenEye.
Wait, I'm sorry. Said. Yeah, dude. GoldenEye is definitely. Did you not play GoldenEye much, Trevor?
No, because I wasn't allowed to. I had to sneak over to my cousin's house.
But trust me, GoldenEye is on that list.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe not our personal one, but it's on. If it's our personal one, it would be on Tim and mine, right? One. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we outrule you. This is kind of a democracy.
Wait, why are you speaking as if I didn't want it on there?
Oh no, just because you didn't play it, so you don't really have anything to pull it from. That's all.
Yeah, Trevor, you didn't play it.
I felt like you were
like
personally attacking me for like, no, you don't get a say in this. I'm like, I had fun playing it. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm sorry. I felt. Okay, listen. I felt a threat, and it immediately my defensive walls went up, and I was ready for an engagement. Okay, that's all it was. I was preparing.
There was no engagement.
There was no engagement.
Yourself.
I played myself. Oh, that happens a lot. Are there any other
Donkey
ones?
Kong 64. I think that is one that would be.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know.
Mario Party 3 would.
Mario Party 3.
Pokemon Stadium would.
Yeah.
This is our dream list, though. Do you think Mario Party makes our dream list?
Yeah.
Does it make yours, Trevor? Because it doesn't make mine. Okay.
All right.
2 out of 3. Sure. That's fine then. Pokemon Stadium. That is a.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. But you have to have the pack.
Right.
If you don't have the pack, it's a door jam.
Then.
I think Kirby Crystal Shards would as well.
Oh yeah, that one's definitely there.
Okay. I've never played that.
Yoshi's Story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Okay. Resident Evil 2 stays. So now I'm just going to go down the list of what's not starred, because there's quite a few that are actually starred on here.
I just want to warn you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this from a critical mindset, and I'm going to approach this as if we only have how many games are we going to have on the final list?
21.
21? Well, didn't we pick 21 anyway?
Right. So this is narrowing it down. So, okay, if you say we get to the first one that's not starred is Perfect Dark. If we all vote okay, that's not on our dream console, what's going to take its place?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought we were putting 21 on there and then paring it down to 15.
I mean, we could go. Oh, geez, that's tough.
I know that's what makes it fun, though.
There's quite a bit of games I could think of that wouldn't be on there. I know I said Duke Nukem, but let's be honest here.
I would vote Duke Nukem off.
Right.
So do you want to do that? Do you want to pare it down to 15 then?
Yeah, because I think that's going to create a little more conflict and make this a little bit more interesting.
Okay. So just to count, I'll just go over our starred list then.
Okay.
So far, these are the ones that are locked in. Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Super Mario 64, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Star Fox, Kirby 64, Smash Brothers, Resident Evil, Pokemon Stadium, and Donkey Kong, and Yoshi's Story.
All
So is
right,
that
Donkey
14?
Kong. Yeah, is that 14? Is that right?
That's 13.
That's 13.
That's
So
13,
we have
okay.
2 left. So let's pare down what I've already said would be good. Donkey Kong.
So
Tim, you said you didn't know about Donkey Kong, and
Wait, no,
I
I-
don't know either because I've never played it, so it's not on my list.
wait, so what do you mean I didn't know about it? Like, I've played Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but you said you didn't like it.
So, right.
Oh
But
no, you
here's
said
my
you
question.
didn't like it as much as Donkey Kong Country. That's what you said.
Here's my question about this list. Am I pairing this like even though I may not have cared for it, I understand the relevance and how many people liked it. Am I going from that, or am I just going straight from my opinion of the game if I would put it on there or not?
I feel like we take it from our opinion of that game.
Because then I would say no Donkey Kong.
Okay, yeah, because this is a conglomeration of our personal
Right.
dream 64 list. Is that correct? I mean, am I right in that?
Yeah.
So then we take it from our opinion, and then if it's 2/3 at least, then it makes the list. And then if we still
makes
have
sense.
stuff left over, then we get to the nitty gritty of we compare 2 games, and whichever one we think isn't as good as that game, then it doesn't make the list.
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right. So Donkey Kong doesn't make my list.
Does not make my list.
Damn. Fuck you guys.
That's okay, because Ogre Battle 64. Let's go ahead. Let's go there. I know where it's coming. Ogre Battle 64 makes my list.
Does not make mine.
Nope.
All right. There you go. What else we got?
Nukem.
Doesn't make my list.
What
No.
was it? What was it?
Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. Doesn't make my
Perfect
list.
Dark.
Makes my list.
Doesn't make my list.
It does not.
No, I don't like Perfect Dark.
Oh, well, okay, so I never played it, so I feel like I don't get a fair say.
It still counts though. That means it doesn't make your list, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah, because I'm
But
not
would
choosing
you want to
it.
play it? If you wouldn't choose it, then right, it wouldn't make your list.
Yeah,
if you,
so,
if
okay,
you would,
Perfect Dark doesn't
right,
make it.
I say if you wouldn't want it on your Nintendo 64, then you wouldn't want it.
Right.
Jet Force Gemini.
That makes my list.
Does
Obviously.
not make my list.
It makes mine.
Yes. I don't know why I'm so. I love that game, but I also feel like I'm winning. Everything's competition.
Hold on, Mario Kart 64 didn't get a star. I feel like that's a very big oversight.
Yeah, that's an auto win on that one.
Does not make my list. No, I'm joking.
Wow, someone got hit with a blue shell too many times.
That would
From our
be
tournament, I think it would
yeah,
be
that
you
would
guys.
be me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You can still hear the
Conker's-
bitterness in Trevor's voice, can't you?
Right. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
No.
Makes my
Nope.
list.
That is officially off the list. Turok.
That makes my list.
Does not make my list.
Nor mine.
All right.
Tony Hawk.
That makes my list.
Makes my list.
It does not make mine, but it still passes. All right, and that's everything. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Hey, look at that. We got to
Well, we have 15 exactly.
Yeah, we have 15 exactly.
Oh shit! All right, read them off.
Okay, so we've got Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Mario 64, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Star Fox, Kirby, Smash Bros, Resident Evil 2, Pokemon Stadium 1, Tony Hawk, Yoshi's Story, and Jet Force Gemini.
Cool. Sounds like a good Nintendo 64 classic to me.
I could live with that list.
Give me one.
I could,
suppose.
but
There's some things
for the
I'd like to
sake-
see in it. There's some things I'd like to see in it.
for the sake of debate, I say we narrow it down to 10.
I'm fine with that. Let's do it.
Okay.
So, what's the first one? The first 2 games.
The first 2, Ocarina... Oh, are you doing it like tournament style?
Well,
'Cause I don't like that.
Oh no, I don't want to do tournament style. I just want to hear 2 games at a time, and I don't know, just
Okay.
We can
The first 2
debate
were
them.
Ocarina of Time and Paper Mario.
those are staples.
Yeah, like you can't get rid of those.
They can't go. I mean, you need an RPG on this list, and that's Paper Mario.
Yep.
Yeah. And Mario 64 is next, along with Majora's Mask.
Okay, Majora's Mask. I'll make an
Majora's
argument with
Mask.
Majora's Mask.
Could possibly go in my
Oh
opinion.
my gosh.
So-
Listen, okay, listen. if you look at this from a point of view of they're both Zelda games, okay, which one's better? Which one is better?
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, okay. So that's just my opinion. We can come back to it. I just think if we're paring things down, I think Majora's, if you really have to be tight with this, you're going to go, well, they're both Zelda games. We better pick one thing from one thing, or from one franchise. It's going to be Ocarina of Time. I'm not saying Majora's Mask is a bad game by any means. I mean, we've already nicked some really great games off this list. But I think Ocarina of Time. But make a box to the side, Trevor, and just note Majora's Mask in there.
I begrudgingly make a note. Perfect. It's done.
I just for the record.
Next to GoldenEye and Mario Kart 64.
Both staples.
Yeah, both have to stay.
Next up, Mario Party and Star Fox.
Mario Party goes.
I think Mario Party.
See,
stays.
Mario Party, it has to stay for me. At least you have to have at least one Mario
have to
Party.
have
I guess,
Mario Party.
yeah. If I guess I'm comparing the two, and in my eyes, Star Fox is the better game. Which I'm not trying to compare games when you say them together. All right, so those two stay. What's next? Or I'm sorry, do you guys want Star Fox to stay?
Okay, my personal Nintendo 64, I would not have it on there if I'm narrowing it down this far.
You know, I feel the same way. Like, I think that it's a staple, but if I'm crafting my personal one...
What? What is this? Oh, my... All right. Well, you can put that in your little box, too.
I will happily put that in my
That in
little
your
box.
box and smoke it.
Yeah, happily.
Okay, so we have Kirby 64 and Smash Bros.
Kirby 64 is questionable.
I would actually agree with Zach on that one. Not that I want, and we'll discuss it. We'll discuss that one.
What other games did you pick, Trevor? Jesus. Sorry,
and
it's not like we're...
I love that game, but we'll discuss that. Put a box.
I've never played it,
Yep,
and so...
It's in the box. I put it to the side here. I think it's one of the ones that, like, I remember working so hard to get to the end of that game.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, it's just, like, one of those really rewarding moments in my gaming career. Just since, like, I didn't get around to a lot of the tougher games that you guys did, like Resident Evil or, you know, playing through GoldenEye. I played easier games.
Right.
Because that's all I had access to. So that holds a special place in my heart. But Smash Bros. Is definitely a staple. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No one's saying that should not be there.
Yeah. No. I'm not going to make that argument.
Okay. Next up, Resident Evil.
I would have to put that in the box just because, I mean, to me personally, I would want it in mine, but man, like, I can get that on many different systems at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly my point too. Like, if it's a game that has premiered on multiple systems, I feel like, and you're getting down to the nitty gritty, you can cut that. That goes.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and cut it. Just cut it.
Just cut it. I agree.
Wow, okay.
I love you, Resident Evil 2. Don't hurt me. Don't hate me.
Pokemon Stadium's next.
That gets cut, maybe. That goes in the box.
Box it. Box
Pokemon Stadium.
I'm not sure how I feel about boxing that, but
it stays for me 100%.
Yeah, box it.
It's close.
We're gonna, because I'm assuming what we're gonna do is we're gonna find out how many we have guaranteed, and then compare the boxed ones. And
Yeah.
You are correct.
We're gonna put them in a pit together,
Right.
and then throw in some hammers and wrenches, and we're gonna let them fight to the death to see what game gets to live on.
So we've got three more.
Tony Hawk. Cut it. Just cut it. I love you, Tony Hawk, but
I agree with cutting it.
Okay, yep, cut it. I see where you guys are coming from. It's the same argument for Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yoshi's Story.
Box it.
I don't know that I'd box it even. I think it's a great game.
So he says cut.
Box.
I say box.
No,
I say keep.
I'm saying keep.
I say keep.
Okay, cool.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box. Since
Damn it. So close.
Because I'm not sure.
Okay.
I never beat it. I did play a fair amount of it, though.
How about this? Because we're not fully cutting it, if one person says box it, you box it.
That's fair.
And then the last on the list is Jet Force Gemini.
I could give two shits about that, but that's because I don't know it.
I say keep it. I genuinely believe Jet Force Gemini is one of the best games on the internet.
So I'm saying box it, but Trevor, it's your call.
So it's boxed.
Yeah, box it, yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go... I put a double star next to all the ones that we said were staples.
Okay.
So we have Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Mario 64, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Bros. So we have 3 open slots.
3 spots.
And we have 6 games in the box.
Oh, I love this.
This is good.
So this is where it's going to get tricky. So we have a box. We've got Majora's Mask, Star Fox, Kirby 64. What is PS? What does PS stand for? Pokemon Stadium, Yoshi's Story, and Jet Force Gemini.
Okay, I already know the 3 that I would choose.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim. You go ahead with your 3.
So I'm going to say the 3 that I would choose would be Star Fox, would be...
And this is to keep?
This would be my choice to keep. Star Fox,
Okay.
Pokemon Stadium, and Kirby. Those would be the 3 I'd keep.
Pokemon Stadium and Kirby. And Zach, your 3 that you would keep?
Star Fox, Pokemon Stadium, and Jet Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini. And mine would be Majora's Mask, Kirby 64, and Pokemon Stadium. So with that being said, the only unanimous one was Pokemon Stadium. So we'll
that's
go ahead
it.
and mark that.
You don't think Star Fox, Tim? Trevor?
See, I never played it.
Oh, see, that wasn't violent, though.
I just didn't have very many games.
Okay,
Oh, dude,
so
Star Fox is seriously
it is good.
one of the best games on the N64. Like, the fact that it was
believe it.
boxed to begin with is a tragedy and is blasphemy, in my opinion. But I don't know.
You're going to hate me for this, but the very
You've never-
first Star Fox game that I played was Star Fox Adventures.
What?
Yeah.
All
Which-
right, hey,
I'm
whatever.
thinking about leaving the podcast right now. Really? On the
Which-
GameCube, right?
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun with it. Me and Trey played the shit out of that.
My brother actually likes that game, but he has the credentials of having playing the Star Fox on Super Nintendo and on 64.
Wow, I didn't know we were getting all elitist in this podcast here.
No, I wouldn't say we're elitists. We're just better than you.
So with our list, how many of those games only got 1 vote?
Yoshi's Story got no vote,
So that's gone.
Yep. The next one, I don't know. I don't see. it
Majora's
looks
Mask,
Jet Force,
maybe?
Jet Force Gemini only got 1 vote.
Okay. So did any games get 2 votes?
Yes, Star Fox and Kirby 64.
So both of those got 2 votes. Mm-hmm. And then everything else got 1 vote.
No.
Correct.
Pokemon Stadium got all 3.
Well, yeah, but that's already in. I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So then, to me, the choice is obvious. But that's
Yeah,
to
I
me.
mean, at that point, the ones that got 2 votes are the ones that stay.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I've already seen
that-
games I thought would rank or should rank higher on that list get cut. So
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's our final list: Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Mario 64, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Mario Party, Star Fox, Kirby, Smash Bros, Pokemon Stadium, and that's it. That's our list.
are you
That is-
sure?
Yeah.
I think I counted 11.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I may have
6,
counted
7,
someone
8.
saying Majora's Mask in the middle there.
Huh?
What? What?
I didn't hear anything.
That's
The-
ridiculous.
The system comes out and there's just like a secret compartment. And you just, like,
Right.
flip it.
It's like a piece of like tape on there just says for Trevor.
So
With a
I-
little heart next to it.
That seems a little wasteful for production, like for one person.
so I would play that system. I think that
Well,
would be a
hang
good
on.
system.
So that's 10 games with 10 arguably very good classics.
Yep.
Or not
Yes.
not even arguably. It's not even arguably. They are classics. What's the price point? How many controllers?
Two controllers.
It has to come with 2. Has to.
What did the SNES come with?
2, I think.
2,
But no, like price. I'm sorry.
90.
90. I mean,
And
I would say.
How many games on the SNES?
Oh man. Someone Google it real quick. I don't have my box.
I'll Google it real quick.
I mean, more than 20. I can tell you that.
Is it?
SNES Classic list.
Pretty sure. Which I did plug it in, and I was scrolling through the games. Apparently, Final Fantasy 3 is multiplayer.
What?
Did you know that?
So I'm pretty sure that other people can play other people in the party.
But that's pretty cool, right? Like, we could do that. Because that's the one with the evil clown guy that everyone says is really good.
Oh my god, Trevor.
Kefka.
21
Kefka.
games.
His name is Kefka. Oh, it's
21
Super
games, by the
Castlevania
way.
4? I didn't know that. I love that game.
How many?
21.
21. Okay. Oh, look, it's what we started out with.
Whoa, what? The Japanese SNES Classic games lineup includes Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem, The Legend of Mystical Ninja. Those are great games. I've played like ports of them. The last couple ones I don't recognize. And the European one and I guess we got some too. Dream Course, Earthbound, Street Fighter 2, Castlevania, Super Castlevania, and Super Punch-Out are all like North American centric.
Interesting. I didn't know that they had exclusives.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just learning that. Although I will say the Japanese one looks really cool.
It does.
The Super
I'm
Famicom.
really,
Yeah.
I know. I'm bitter.
Yep. They always get cool stuff. Like they're gonna get that cool Monster Hunter 4 PS4.
I want to get that over
man.
here.
Speaking of Monster Hunter 4, and maybe I missed it, was there a collector's edition that got announced for it?
No.
They announced.
Okay.
Hang on. No, that's. Didn't they?
I thought
I don't
they
think
did,
so.
but then I was at work and couldn't see it, and I was like, I'll get back to it, and then I never did.
They announced a collector's edition for something because
I mean,
in the Tokyo Game
you
Show,
can-
but
I will be happy if you prove me wrong.
because I was doing that This Week in Gaming thing, and
Or Monster Hunter World, right?
yeah. They did. It's $149.99.
Ooh, what's it come with?
A bunch of stuff.
Okay. Well, let's look at that
You
after
heard
the
it here
podcast.
first. Sorry, guys.
Right.
Now I want to know.
After the podcast.
It comes with a
That's so
statue,
long.
a book.
Oh!
Sorry.
Rathalos.
Yeah. So it comes with Nergigante. Okay,
That looks
listen.
awesome.
I'm not good at speaking. Monster Hunter the game, obviously. The statue, the 32-page hardcover art book, soundtrack, deluxe DLC card featuring the samurai set, gestures, 2 editions, 2 sticker sets, a wyvern face paint, and top knot. So basically, you're getting the soundtrack, which is the digital soundtrack, by the way, and a bunch of DLC stuff that looks like mostly just cosmetics. The only thing you're getting is an art book and a fucking statue, in my
This
opinion.
looks terrible, but whatever.
Yeah, for 149. Well, the statue looks pretty good, though.
No, I was putting my phone up to the camera so we could show people what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah,
And,
I
like,
bet
it
that
was
did
like,
look terrible.
It didn't look very good there.
Oh, boy. Sorry, Trevor. I know you said after the podcast, but I was there. I wanted to
You're
read it.
fine.
Oh. So
Hey.
that sounds like a respectable list, though. I like that list.
It does.
It just makes me think of the the 64 and compare it to the Super Nintendo. And I will be honest, they don't compare well. Like, I feel like Super Nintendo is the superior console. I could not pare down the Super Nintendo to 10 games. I would have trouble paring it down to 20 games. Like, I feel like the 21 games that you get with the Super Nintendo is incomplete. But that's my...
Like you'd want more on there?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, easily.
I'm actually I myself am really happy with the Super Nintendo Classic just because there's a lot of games that I never got to play that I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to getting around to. And I think some of those we could I'd like to go through with you Zach. Like Final Fantasy 3.
Secret of Mana, dude. That's a multiplayer game.
Secret of Mana. Yeah, that's one that I never got around to. And the third, Earthbound.
Yeah.
Earthbound would be awesome.
Yeah. I would love to play through. I've never played through Earthbound. I've played some of it, but I've never played through it because it didn't have knights. And when I was a kid, I was like, there's no swords. Yeah.
And that's the second one that you that's the second one you have to play, right? Like that's the second game in the series is Earthbound?
Yeah, so I believe Mother is first.
Right.
And then Earthbound, and then I think they're working on a third one? Or they
That's
were...
the rumor.
Well, it just never came over.
Yeah. But like,
Right.
I mean, games like, I think you're right about that. So you're already missing some of the other Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
But then you don't have Chrono Trigger on there.
That's true. That's a big one.
And Chrono Trigger, like, you ask anyone who's an RPG fan, and I'm talking a real RPG fan. Chrono Trigger makes that list every day. They only
That's
have
one of Trey's favorite games.
Oh yeah, dude, it's my brother's. I think it's my brother's favorite RPG. It's one of mine. They only have one Mega Man X. I don't know, man. There's just a lot.
That's
of
another
games.
one I want to go through.
Dude, Mega Man X is so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my camera right now because I'm reading this list, so I should probably not do that. But yeah, I can think of a few other Super Nintendo games. But I know there's got to be a billion Super Nintendo games. Not a billion.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
a slight exaggeration. But a lot of Super Nintendo games that I played that I can't remember. But the second I would see them, I'd be like, oh, that totally goes on a SNES
Paperboy.
Classic.
Paperboy, absolutely. I agree with you, Zach.
I never said
love-
that. Let the
I
record
love
show.
Paperboy.
Let the record
I
show.
love Paperboy. I would agree. Like, the amount of time I would spend on Paperboy is ungodly.
I heard that if you play it with mouse and keyboard, it's supposed to be really good.
I will punch you in the face, Zach. I will come there.
I'm sorry,
punch
that's
you
right.
in
You
the
use the
face.
controller. Sorry, that
That's
probably
right.
shouldn't
I
go on
use
the
a controller.
podcast.
That's right. I'm that guy. I'm that guy, guys. I play PC games like Fortnite with a controller because I enjoy it and I'm better with it. So
I have no problem with that.
you do.
No, I have a problem. Well, I have no problem with playing PC games with a controller as long as they're a PC game that works with a controller. But to me, like a shooter, you're giving yourself a handicap essentially playing with a controller.
Yeah.
But
I
then
can
again, if
use
you're
that
not used to
handicap.
playing with a controller, playing with a mouse and keyboard, it's kind of like giving yourself a handicap too, I guess.
That's right. So can I take like 2 minutes and mention something real quick? Just because I want to mention it.
Well, you already said it, so let's go
So
ahead and
that's
hear it,
right.
Tim.
Here we go. We're going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen yet, and I know it's going on for at least the next 20 days or so, Resident Evil 2 has a board game coming out. And it's pretty freaking awesome. Like, it's on Kickstarter, and there's a lot of cool stretch goals they've already hit. Like, the amount of characters you get now with it is fantastic. And with your help, I can get more of those characters. So...
That's what it is. Tim's afraid
Yeah.
it's not going to get financed.
Right.
And he's like, I've already
How far
given
are they
so
from being
much.
funded?
Yeah,
oh, dude,
yeah.
it was funded in like an hour or two.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Dude,
Oh,
that thing's more funded than Dark Souls, the board game. Like, it has so much funding right now.
Yeah.
So how much have you personally pledged, Tim?
So it only costs 70 euros, which I think equivalates to almost $94 in American money to pledge. I've pledged 162 euros because I really want this game, and there's other reasons I paid that much money into it.
You
If you
could
go
have
check
just
it out,
you could
can
have just
see it.
paid the normal amount if you wanted the game to.
Right. But they have like these extra things you can purchase for it that are optional, and I'm not gonna not get them. Like, I'm going to get them. And I don't sit there and watch an hour-long board game video. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I don't. But I watched that one, and I am so stoked for that board game. Everything that they talk about, how it worked, and to see it in action and see how it gets played, it's going to be so much fun. If you do the campaign alone, if you do that and don't just do like a casual, hey, let's play for an hour, the campaign alone is over 20 hours.
Sorry. Have you ever played a campaign board game, Tim?
So I have Dark Souls, the board game, and that has a campaign, but I've not gone through it yet. But no, I mean, I guess to answer your question, no, I haven't sat down and played an actual campaign. I played other cooperative board games like Dead by Winter and stuff like that, but I've not played one that has like a 20-hour campaign.
Dude, those campaign games are a lot of fun. I've played quite a few, and they're almost like D&D in a box kind of thing. Like, all your stuff is there, all the rules are there, and like all the game equipment essentially is there. You don't have to make anything up other than like you make up your characters and stuff.
Right.
But
yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play it. I'm not going to
Yeah.
pledge anything for it because I don't have any money, but that's why you're here, Tim. Moneybags.
Yeah, I'm very excited to play Tim's copy of this game.
Like, I can't wait. I'm tempted. I kid you not. I am tempted to pledge again to get a second copy. That way I can take out the pieces from the second copy and just have them like around my house. And
Tim,
then,
Tim, or you could pledge a second copy and give it to your best friend Zach.
Mally's not here.
Oh.
Dang, that's
And
awful.
on that note, let's end this podcast. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna have to someone remove this knife out my back.
Right. You heard it here first, folks. This is where Tim leaves the podcast because that killed him.
Oh,
I love
Trevor,
you, Zach.
you might have to delete this podcast. It could be used as evidence in court.
All right. No, I think that's a good place to end it. We covered our top 10. We made the perfect console, and there will never be a better one than the FAM version of the N64 Classic that only has 10 games.
Now, real
That
quick,
only has 10 games.
real quick, I realize that it's probably a copyright issue, but you realize they could just take and put every Nintendo 64 game in a tiny Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
sell it for $100 and still, I don't know, I feel like they'd still probably make bank, but I don't know how copyright issues work with
that's
reselling a game that they don't own, stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
But
Did you
don't,
just,
Go ahead.
related to the Super Nintendo Classic, because on that one it's the first time that they've released Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
Did you see that people have actually actually pulled that from the system and put it on actual Super Nintendo cartridges, and they're reselling them on eBay?
No, that's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I should do that.
So I can say that is probably illegal for
I
a multitude of
guarantee you.
reasons.
I was just joking when I said I would do it.
Right.
That was clearly just a joke.
Right, just a joke.
This is me making an eBay account.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop it. Any final thoughts on our wishful thinking N64 console?
It's just, I really hope it becomes a thing. I would absolutely love to get a Nintendo 64 Classic. Like I'd play every one of those games, and I hope they would add some that we decided to kick out for reasons. Like we did well. I think we definitely narrowed down top 10, and I really think it would be awesome if you guys would go check out the Resident Evil 2 board game. Thank you.
Jesus.
Well, now that Tim's plugged that twice,
Right. You think that he has some personal investment in there,
just,
you know.
just for solidarity. Hey, you guys should probably go check out the Resident Evil 2. No, I could live without. I'll be honest. I could live without a Nintendo 64 Classic console. I'd be fine. I wouldn't be bothered at all. I know a lot of people would like to have it, but the 64, as far as I'm concerned, had a few gems worth playing over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, I think there are other consoles that would better suit. I think that obviously Nintendo doesn't own Sega. Wait, does Nintendo own Sega?
No.
Who owns Sega? Someone owns Sega, right? Shit.
Sega.
Anyway, I was gonna say I would be much happier to see a Dreamcast Classic console, or something like that, like that, or a PlayStation Classic console. But mind you, those aren't cartridge games. It's those are newer. I don't know. Anyway, I wouldn't be upset with a 64. I wouldn't be buggering to go out and buy it the way I would be the Super Nintendo. But that's just me being negative. Hey. Cool. Trevor, how do you feel about it?
I was just gonna give Tim one last time, in case he wanted to plug anything, give a call to action to our viewers.
So the next thing that we can unlock in the Resident Evil 2 board game is really cool. So again, just go check it out, guys.
I'm just gonna get up from the podcast now. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode, guys. We'll see you next Monday, 1 p.m. Google Play, iTunes, and YouTube. Also, check out our weekly videos. We post videos Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube, and we're going to be having a new stream schedule coming up on Twitch, and for this month of October as well. So we're going to have a few people on there a little bit more, a few people on there a little bit less, but it's going to be a lot of really good content coming in October from us.
Yep.
So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, stay tuned to what we've got coming, and we will see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Bye.